So here we are, 10 episodes, 10 journey through time, through politics, through power. If you've been with me from the very church bell in medieval Europe to today's blockchain certified marvel on the wrist, thank you. Truly, it's been a ride. And if you've just joined us, well, you've jumped at the last chapter of the book. But sometimes that's where the best questions live. When I started Watches and Politics, I thought I was tracing history of timekeeping. What I didn't expect was how political it all was. How every tick, every dial, every crown turned carried a meaning, a negotiation, a message. Sometimes it was a whisper from a dictator, sometimes a love letter from a king. We talked about Breguet designing watches for Napoleon and for his enemies. We explored how GMT became a mark of empire, and we dove into Swiss neutrality, wartime propaganda, black market dealers, Instagram influencers, suppliers, and billionaires who buy time to sell power. And we saw how a mechanical object no bigger than your palm can become a tool of diplomacy, a tool of rebellion, a tool of elegance, or even a tool of surveillance. And through it all, once will remain constant, that the watch is never just a watch. It's a heartbeat, a story on the wrist. Because watches, despite all the luxury, the status, the politics, are at their core human. They're stories we wear, memories we carry, a way to say this matter. A graduation, a heartbreak, a secret, a deal, a legacy, a love, a hate. What we choose to mark our time with says a lot about who we are. I've spoken with collectors who cried holding a grandfather's Seiko. I've spoken with watchmakers hand finishing pieces in alpine towns no bigger than a city block. I've spoken with diplomats who choose their wristwear the way others choose their words. This series changed how I see time, not as something to measure, but something to understand. I didn't expect to come away from this more obsessed than I already were, but here I am. Not obsessed only with watches, but with what they reveal about us. But here's the truth. This isn't the end. It's just a chapter. Because the world of horology is vast, it's layered, and it's alive. There are so many stories still to tell. Stories of revolutionaries, rebels, who used watches to resist. Stories of women who shaped the craft quietly yet profoundly. Stories of timekeeping in prisons, in palaces, in parliaments. Even entire seasons or series that could be built around a single brand, a single era, or even a single watch. Because these stories matter and they are waiting to be told. So here's my ask. If this series moved you, then please share it. Share it with a friend, with a watch lover, with someone who thinks time only lives on their phone screens even. Please reach out. Tell me your story. Tell me what I missed and what made you think or what made you tick. Because this was never just a podcast or a videocast. It's always been a journey for me, and like any journey, the road forks. Watches and Politics was never only about horology. It was about people, about power and about memory. Maybe the next season will need to dive into vintage identity, or maybe into watches and war, or maybe even into time and technology, or the hidden business of horology, well, maybe just take a pause, listen to the ticking, wait for the next hour to strike. Whatever it is, until then, keep your hand steady, keep your crown wound, keep your eyes open, because time isn't just what we measure, it's what we make of it. Friends, family, this is Edi Shipoli, and this was Watches and Politics for you. I'm going to see you in the next chapter.